The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BC, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, make sure y'all smash that like button so YouTube knows you're rocking with your boy BT and the untouchable True School Sports. And make sure you subscribe as well if you're new to the channel for more boxing content. Now, listen, Andy Ruiz Jr., Andy Ruiz, one of the best heavyweights in the world, and I still believe that he is one of the best heavyweights in the world. I don't know how you can't believe he's one of the best heavyweights in the world. The guy is a phenomenal fighter. Andy Ruiz has done it again. He's done it again. Now, what has he done again? That is the age-old question. What has Andy Ruiz done again? He has once again transformed his body. Now, if you guys remember, in the early stages of his camp before the second Joshua fight, he was starting to lose weight. He was starting to look skinnier. He's starting to lose that gut. And then all of a sudden he came to the fight and he was Jabba the Hutt. So I'm trying not to be fooled again. But, because of Eddy Reynoso and the run that he's on, training these fighters in boxing right now, I have to believe that Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to be prepared for whenever he fights. Now they're saying that his comeback fight will be somewhere potentially in like April, maybe April. But either way, look, I wanted to talk about his body transformation and what does it really all mean in the grand scheme of things. Like, will this be a quick fix, or will this be something that we see consistently from Andy Ruiz? Because I'm of the mindset that if Andy Ruiz, like the way people talk about Adrian Broner, where they say like if Adrian Broner was focused, if Adrian Broner let his hands go, if he did this, he did that, he'd be this elite fighter. The way people talk about Adrian Broner like that's how I feel about Andy Ruiz if he gets down to a certain weight and isn't Jabba the Hutt on fight night. I think if he's if he's in the best shape of his life on a consistent basis, Andy Ruiz can give anybody in the heavyweight division hell, and I include Tyson Fury in that mix. And you guys know how highly I rate Tyson Fury. I don't think anybody can beat Tyson Fury, truthfully speaking. But Andy Ruiz would be one of the guys I think would have the best chance because Tyson Fury struggles with the smaller heavyweights, the hand speed, the punch power, things like that. So he's got a chance again. He's got a great chance again, even though nobody's talking about it really. Not many people are really talking about it like they should. He's got a chance if he gets himself right to flip the heavyweight division on its head again. And if he's able to do it again, like he did in the first fight with Joshua, he will be in the driver's seat, not just of the heavyweight division, but he will be in the driver's seat of boxing at large. And I can't stress that enough. Eddy Reynoso had some quotes about his transformation and where he's at in training in a recent interview he did with Michelle Phelps Behind the Gloves. So shout out to Michelle Phelps and Behind the Gloves. They do great work. She does great work. He said the following, Reynoso, about Ruiz. He said, I quote, "It's about 20 pounds and he also has more muscle. He's not as fast as he was before. Oh, no. He's not as fat as he was before. He can move his hips a lot better and that helps him move around in the ring. He's working really hard. He's trying to fight in April, but it's not confirmed yet. The change has helped coming into his camp. We know that he can do well, and I can assure you he will be a world champion again." So he's letting you know right now. Look, you can love Eddy Reynoso or you can hate Eddy Reynoso the same way you can love Brendan Taylor in True School Sports or hate Brendan Taylor in True School Sports. But he's doing his thing right now. Like, you look at the run he's on right now. Ryan Garcia is like one of the top lightweights in the world right now. At least top 10 at least. And he looks to be on an upward trajectory toward becoming one of the top lightweights in the world. Canelo is the pound-for-pound king in most people's estimations. Oscar Valdez just had a statement win against Miguel Berchelt. He's got Julio Cesar Martinez, who's champion, who's making some waves at 112, looking like the best fighter at 112, moving up to 115 next year to fight one of the top guys, maybe Chalatillo, maybe Gael Estrada. So when he says that he's gonna be world champion again, I think it holds a little weight, with the way he's going right now. But you know what? We'll have to see. We'll have to see how he trains Andy Ruiz, because he has Frank Sanchez as well, who had a good performance on the Canelo's last card on the Canelo undercard in Texas. And Frank Sanchez, he's not a champion yet, so maybe we'll see what happens with Frank Sanchez, because it is different. It's much different when you train heavyweight fighters as opposed to fighters from other weight classes. My dear friend and my good friend in boxing, the great Stacy McKinley, I've interviewed him a lot of times, had a chance to spend a lot of time with him and just learn a lot about boxing over the years. And he said that what most people don't understand is, even if a trainer is a great trainer, doesn't mean he can train heavyweights. Not everybody can train heavyweights. You know, it's different in the heavyweight division. There's that one punch factor, and the mind of a heavyweight, and knowing how to manage the mind of a heavyweight when you get to those upper echelons of boxing is something. It's an underrated aspect of boxing that people don't talk about enough. And like Stacy's put me on games of that over the years. And I feel like as good as Eddy Reynoso is right now, and as big of a run as he is on right now, I don't know how he's gonna fare training Andy Ruiz for so many reasons. For one, heavyweight boxing is just different, and it's just different. It's just different. So we'll see, man. I'm not writing him off. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying I don't know. I'm gonna let time be the best answer for that question. But yeah, Andy Ruiz, he looks great. He looks awesome as far as his physique goes. I think with him losing the weight, as long as it's not too much weight, and he carries around his weight well, and he feels strong and he feels healthy, I think he'll be able to throw even more punches than we're accustomed to seeing. And he throws a lot of punches in general. Like even when he was a fat slob against Anthony Joshua in the rematch, when he was able to actually get Joshua to stop moving around the ring and closing that gap, he still lets his hands go as fast as anybody in the ring. And like Evander Holyfield's another guy that I'm close to in boxing, that I talk to in boxing sometimes. And Evander told me many times in interviews, a couple times in interviews, and you can go check it out here on True School Sports, that Andy Ruiz had the fastest hands of anybody he's ever been in the ring with, whether it was under the lights in a fight or in sparring. And this is a guy Holyfield who fought in one of the golden ages of heavyweight boxing. We're talking about George Foreman, we're talking about Riddick Bowe, we're talking about Tyson, we're talking about Lennox Lewis. He fought all them guys, and he's saying that this guy has the fastest hands he's ever seen. So I feel like with Andy Ruiz, this back part of his career, he's got a chance to really stamp his place in history as one of the most special fighters of his era. And judging by the aesthetics, judging by the looks, he's on his way to doing that. And no homo, but if he keeps training any harder, he's coming for Ryan Garcia as boxing's next sex symbol. This guy looks great right now as far as his physique, man. I'm happy for him, and I want to see Andy Ruiz Jr. Reach his full potential as a fighter. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below as far as his weight transformation, or what do you think it really means in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, smash that like button, because YouTube be trying to hate on True School Sports, the untouchable empire with these algorithms, but it's all good. Smash that like button, helps the channel, helps me, helps the channel grow. Subscribe, stay tuned for all the boxing news, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.